Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance. Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden, and I am the creator and author of the Get Resultsology system and a dedicated accountability coach. My mission is to empower solopreneurs to unlock their true potential, boost their income, and achieve extraordinary success by maximizing productivity, streamlining their businesses, and aligning their goals with their authentic vision and purpose. So, if you're ready to turn ambition into action and transform your goals into reality, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to welcome Lydia Lee as our guest today. Lydia is a work reinvention strategist and founder of Screw the Cubicle, where she's leading the tiny business revolution. After burning out from building a successful but unsustainable business, Lydia redesigned her life around freedom, sustainability, and what she calls tiny but mighty entrepreneurship. Through her signature tiny business method, Lydia helps solopreneurs build profitable businesses without sacrificing their lives to do it. Now, based in Bali, Lydia runs her own intentionally small business, working 25 hours a week, living proof that enough really is enough. Lydia, welcome to Goalbusters.
Thank you for having me, and hello from the other side of the world.
Yes, you're in Bali. That's amazing. What time is it there for you?
It's a little bit after 4 p.m. So, still alive and, awake for you, but you are in the morning. So I thank you for waking up a
Well,
little
I'm
early
in
for
the
me.
morning and I just had coffee and I'm just freaking out. I thought 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh no, that's too late for another coffee. So I'm feeling privileged that you've got the beautiful scenery there, and I could have another coffee if I want one, right?
That's right.
So yeah, that's a hard call for me. Anyway, I'm waffling on. Shall we do the questions?
Yes, please.
All right, let's get the clock up on the screen, and there it goes. Lydia, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
So I work with solopreneurs who are, feeling tired of the hustle harder narrative. And so they're people that are either in a corporate transition, they're leaving corporate to build a side hustle to escape, right, their 9 to 5, or they've already built a business that kind of feels too complex and it's kind of feeling more like a prison these days because they're actually working more hours than they did in their corporate life, which is, not the reason why they left in the first place, right? So most importantly, like these two people really care about wanting to design work that supports their life and not consume it. So they're kind of that anti build a bigger business as the mantra people, right? They sort of believe that they actually want something a little cozier. They want something manageable. They don't want to manage a team. They want to work with people, but not be a big empire, right? And they want more time freedom for their life, which is the core reason why they left corporate in the first place. And maybe something along the line, along the way, they have lost track of the plot of what they're doing it for, or just have taken on very bad business advice that going bigger and scaling bigger is the only way to success.
Excellent. Thank you. That sounds very interesting and very relatable as well. So you've already alluded to it, obviously, but maybe you could expand, please, on the problem or the problems that you solve.
So there's sort of two main core problems. The first problem I solve is more the individual, the person behind the business, not the business model just yet, because it's really important for us to actually identify like what's the style of work that we want to do that's based on our personality type, based on our strengths, our value systems. 80% of my clients are introverts. They're going to work a little different from me, who is more of an ambivert slash extrovert, right? So I need to kind of help them uncover and, make sure that when they are building the type of work, so not just the niche or the industry they're working on, but how they facilitate that work, right, in a way that suits their personality type, that's going to bring in more fulfillment. And that's what I call the sweet spot work, right, which is that intersection between your mastery, your deep interests, and the impact that you want to make. So then that brings me to the second problem. After they understand the direction of their body of work, then it's what's the container that holds that body of work in a way that fits the life that I want to have. Most people start off as a business first, life second kind of model. And I think in the beginning, this is normal because you're just trying to prove yourself, make more money than you did in corporate, do something and hopefully it works. And the business part comes first. But at some point, usually around the 2 to 3 year mark, I find that most entrepreneurs hit that sort of ceiling of like, whoa, my life isn't, there's nothing to show for my life of like, I've got money in the bank, but no time to spend it, or the quality of life with their families or other hobbies and passions in life are dwindling. So that second problem I solve is helping them build a tiny but mighty business model that is going to be running more on simplicity, right? More working, doing less but better in it, right? More strategic mindset of like, how do I focus on the one thing that's going to help make me successful and the one thing that I want my core framework and mastery to be known for, rather than launching 6 to 8 different products a year. So it's a really minimalist business model, and it's designed to run for so that you can work 20 to 25 hours a week.
Fantastic. Tiny but mighty. I think I'm going to steal that. Yes, I am going to steal that.
I better run to the incorporated office and make sure I get that incorporated
Too late. I'm
someday.
already working on it. I'm tapping away too. No, it is excellent. It's very memorable, actually, and I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. So, what is one valuable free action that the audience can implement that will help them to solve the kinds of problems that you're talking about?
I think one of the big things is getting the numbers right. I think when I talk a lot about enough, making enough for your life, and enough is enough is a beautiful, lovely thing to reach, and not anything more. And so we need to get to the true numbers. What's the cost of your lifestyle? What's the cost of your business expenses? And really look at like what it takes to make that number, right? So that it's not just growing for growth's sake, right? There's a real number to meet. Every dollar has a purpose, and that will support you in pricing yourself appropriately, knowing what's enough clients, what's enough work, what's enough impact that you really want to make. So for a lot of us that may have been in business or starting a business for the first time, look at that number now. It is never too late of a time to do it, and that's going to help give you a bit of a North Star of what the enough number looks like, so that you're not doing more for the sake of more.
Yeah, very sound advice, impeccable. Thank you. So now that we have a better understanding of what you do, Lydia, let's dive into goal busting briefly, focusing on how to maximize productive time to achieve business goals, which ties in nicely, I think, with your tiny and mighty system. So could you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits?
Well, I'm going to do a bit more of a counterintuitive thing of like, I think the secret isn't about doing more or learning how to do more better. It's actually doing less, but better. As I mentioned before, I work about 25 hours a week, and I can only do that because I'm focusing really ruthlessly on the few things that actually move the needle, right? So that means that, I'm not taking on things that aren't in my zone of genius. I'm saying no a lot more than I say yeses, right? And that protects my time, my energy for things that I deem important to me.
Excellent. And so finally, with 1 minute and a bit to go, could you,
Yay, I made it.
you know, hang on, we're not quite there yet. I've still got one more question. What should I have asked you today that I didn't? And what's your answer, please? And then you can brag about making it.
Okay. I think, one of the questions that you could have asked was like, is there a misconception that people might have that tiny might mean unsuccessful, or maybe you're not ambitious enough? I get that a lot of, when people talk about tiny, is that you're playing small here? You should play bigger, right? That's kind of the mantra a lot of people say to me. But I think that, you can be tiny but mighty, right? As my tagline suggests, right? It's an intentional choice, it's not a limitation. Because enough is a powerful choice, right? When everyone around you is talking about scaling bigger, working harder, being everywhere online, it does take real courage, right? To know what if enough is actually enough, right? And so the most successful business owners that I know aren't the ones with the complex strategies. They're the ones that are brave enough to design something that fits their life, right? And that, if that's not an achievement, I don't know what is, right? Like as I said, not the money in the bank is just money, but if you don't have the time, the spaciousness, the flow in your work life to use that money to improve your quality of life and the people around you, what the hell's the damn point?
Absolutely. And look at that. We've still got time to spare. We could ask you another half dozen questions. No, I won't do that. Lydia, that's been fantastic, and I really love the tiny but mighty tag that you're talking about there. It's very inspiring because it really makes the point very clearly, and as you say, it doesn't mean playing small. It just means that it's mighty, really, but you don't have to have a huge operation to make it happen. All
That's
right,
right.
so talk about making it happen. I would really love it if people could find out how to reach you. And also, is there like a valuable free resource, which is really a cheeky way, a little bit cheeky, but not really, of saying, how can people get a taste of what you do just to find out more about you? And then they can connect with you in their own time.
Yeah, if the conversation resonated with people and they kind of want to diagnose what they need to do right now in their business to get to a tinier model, right? That is going to actually make them more money with less time. So you're not making less money, you're making more money with less time, less effort, more simplicity and minimalism applied to your business. I would recommend for people to take my tiny business quiz, right? Which is on screwthecubicle.com/, tiny dash business dash quiz. Okay. And hopefully you'll have that link somewhere. That's going to help you diagnose the one core issue happening right now in your business that's creating unnecessary complexity, right? And what to do about it so that you can start right opening up your opportunity for a tinier business model. And of course, where you can find me is screwthecubicle.com. I have all my free resources. My YouTube channel is packed with videos. That's the best way to get to know me, and all of that is on the website as well.
Wow. I know what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my morning before my second coffee. Maybe as I have my second coffee. Lydia, that's been
Lovely.
fantastic. And yes, absolutely. The link to the valuable free resources is spread around like wedding confetti all over our podcast webpage. And it should be on the YouTube video for people watching this as well. It will be on the YouTube video. There's no doubt about that. All right. Lydia, it's been wonderful. Thank you so much. There's so much information you packed in. An absolute masterclass. I feel like we should have been speaking for about an hour, but actually we got an hour's worth of content in just 7 minutes, which was terrific.
Perfect. Thank you for having me on and this lovely conversation together.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you. And remember, keep goal busting and make your future self proud. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate, and review it on your favorite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination, and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.